Hi everyone. This video is meant to explain what's happening in Biology 181 in the spring semester of 2020. At this time, as you know, we are currently experiencing an epidemic of a coronavirus, a novel coronavirus that is called SARS-CoV-2. And it causes a disease called COVID-19, and we'll talk about that later in the course. As you also know, the college has shut down, and currently at the moment, today's date is March 18th, 2020, there are no classes currently being taught. What I'm going to do is explain to you what the current thinking is and what the procedures are for the remainder of the semester. We are not giving up on the semester. I'll explain this in detail. I also unfortunately not able to tell you everything at this moment of exactly what it is we're going to do because those decisions have not been made. Not by me, but by the administration. They are being very, very careful because they have two things that they have to deal with. The first is they have to protect us. They have to make sure that we do not get infected with this virus. The virus itself, SARS, stands for sudden acute respiratory syndrome. And it does cause in some people, in some populations, a sudden sort of pneumonia that can be very, very dangerous and life-threatening. Usually in older people, not in younger folks, but in general, we have to be very, very careful with this disease. The second problem that they have to try to mitigate is disruption to your learning experience. So they're being very, very careful. So I can't give you all the answers of exactly what's going to happen throughout the semester, but I can give you a fair view of how to proceed at this point. Here's what I know. We are going to resume classes on April 6th. And those of you who are in the Tuesday-Thursday class, that will be April 7th. But classes will probably not continue face-to-face. We will probably not be able to go back to the college and be able to meet in a classroom like we have been. Almost certainly, we are going to move online. I am completely comfortable with that. We can do this. And I have procedures and plans already in motion to make this happen. So this is going to work. The thing that you need to understand is that I am completely committed to your education still. Your other professors are as well. And the district and the college is also looking out for your welfare, both academically and clinically. So at this point, there will be no assignment before April 6th. However, I will be posting certain things and trying to follow the syllabus as posted as closely as possible. Exactly what happens on April 6th, I don't know, but be prepared for online instruction. What that will mean is that I will give you videos like this, which will be essentially the lectures following the same basic lecture slides that I've already posted. So if you wish, you can start looking through those, and we are going to have a shortened semester, unfortunately, because we've lost a few weeks, and we're going to lose ultimately 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And so I'm going to have to cut out some material. So unfortunately, I will not be able to deliver all the material that we normally would for this class. Nevertheless, I will be able to give you all of the critical elements. I'm convinced of that, all the critical elements that you will need to move on to advanced study at the university in the 300 and 400 level. This should not be a problem. It will require essentially some fairly major changes to our way of instructing. And unfortunately, there will be certain things that I will not be able to provide you if we stay in the online environment. In particular, you will not be able to actually work very much in a laboratory setting where you will learn techniques like polymerase chain reaction, electrophoresis and pipetting, and these other techniques which you will use in the 300 and 400 level classes that you will take after this. Nevertheless, I am preparing experiences that will put you in a very competitive mode when you do move on to those classes. So at this point, however, it's going to take a couple of weeks to put all of this stuff together, which is why it is that we're not going to start again until April 6th. Come April 6th, be prepared. We will have lectures, 2 lectures every week, along with 2 quizzes, exactly the same as we had before. So the lecture exams are going to change a little bit. I am eliminating exam 3. The 4th exam, the final exam, is your only remaining exam. In the original syllabus, That fourth exam, the final exam, was meant to be cumulative, meaning it could be anything throughout the entire semester. Because of the disruption and because of the loss of our momentum, academic momentum in this class, because of the loss of the time, I am going to change that. You have one final exam left. That's it, just one exam left, and it will not be cumulative. It will only cover the material that we will start on April 6th, and then, of course, through the end of the semester. Now, in some of your classes, your professors are given the option of extending the semester for 2 weeks. I will not do that. I'm convinced that we can get the material through in the time that's allotted from April 6th until May 5th. However, the final exam week will be an instruction week. It will not just be the exam. The exam will have to be done during that time, but by Friday. The way your exam is currently set up, you would have to have had it done on the Wednesday of that final exam week if you're in the Monday-Wednesday section, or on the Thursday of that week if you're in the Tuesday-Thursday section. Both sections, the final exam will be given probably online through Canvas, and it will be due on Friday of that week. Other changes will be made, I can guarantee that. I will be posting a new syllabus for you, and I will send that out to everybody to make sure that you know exactly what it is that you have to do. Both in laboratory, there will still be labs. They won't necessarily be hands-on in the way that we were planning in class, but there will definitely be labs, laboratory experiences, and points associated with that. Be prepared for essentially the same level of commitment and same level of time. Otherwise, I will be giving you further information as I get more information and policy procedures from the district and from the college. So be prepared for that coming up soon. The rest of this week is the rest of your time off. You've got that, and then the following week, next week, is time that I will be preparing things. You may hear communications from me, but I will not require any quizzes or any assignments before April 6th. So you have that time to yourself and to prepare and to protect yourself. Now, one last thing I want to say. If you remember the very first day when I talked about what this class is about, ladies and gentlemen, exactly what is happening right now is what this class is about. This class is the first step in training the people who are dealing with this epidemic. The thing you need to realize is that you're in that class now. You're in that group. You're training. You're still in your education. But this is the point. This is why we exist. We're not scared of this. We're taking it seriously, but we are not panicking. There are dedicated professionals who are in our field who are taking care of this and doing everything that they can. What they've asked us to do is social distancing. What that means is, of course, as you probably already heard, is that people are supposed to stay far enough apart that the disease cannot easily spread from person to person. I can tell you from my own research in epidemiology and epidemic modeling that that is, at this stage of the epidemic, the most effective way of controlling the epidemic. Therefore, I completely and utterly agree with the decisions that have been made so far by the district. However, I also want to point out that you are in a position now where you have enough experience, enough expertise to learn about this and to become a resource for your family and friends. To help you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put links up onto the Canvas page and onto the course website that you can use to essentially apply the baloney detection kit that you've already read about to this epidemic and to the information that's being spread about this epidemic. Don't believe everything you hear. Remember, the key to all of this is evidence, data. I'm going to give you the links where you can see the data itself, and you've already started learning how to interpret that data correctly. I'm going to ask you to become a resource for your family and friends, a professional resource. Learn that material, understand it, and be skeptical of all other information that's coming out. Apply the baloney detection kit. Anything you hear, apply it to the data. See if it fits what you actually have seen in the data itself. And this is one of the most important and one of the most useful lessons that you can learn. So therefore, this epidemic is not going to actually be a detriment to your educational experience. In fact, you're going to be in a position where this event is something that you're going to learn far more than other people who do not experience this event in the middle of their training. I'm going to help you go through that. We'll go through the lectures. I'll put the lectures together so you can help interpret that information as well, in addition to what we've already discussed. So, again, be prepared, keep informed, pay attention to your email. You're going to get emails from me, you're going to get emails from the district, and you're going to get emails from the college. And they are always going to be in confluence, hopefully. If there's any disagreement, or if there's any confusion or any questions that you have, please contact me immediately via email. Don't call. If you call my office, I'm not allowed into my office, so I won't be able to actually get the message forwarded. But please send me an email. I'll be very happy to respond to any questions or any concerns that you have. In the next few days, I'm going to be extremely busy, and it's going to be maybe a little slow for me to respond, but I will respond by next week at the latest, I promise. Again, don't panic. You're in good hands. You're in good shape. We're going to get through this. It's just a matter of making sure that we can make the adjustments. And if you have any questions about the ability to get the online material, like, for example, you need access to computers or you need access to certain software, please email me any concerns that you have. But be prepared. We will almost certainly have to finish this semester online, which means you're going to have regular access to the internet via some sort of device, computer, iPad, phone at least. That's all I have for the moment. I will be sending further communications later. Everybody stay safe, stay apart, and we are going to get through this.